Good evening and welcome to the Guyana TV9 News Bulletin for Thursday, the 25th of September 2025. I am Late Sandy. In the headlines tonight, MPs without bank accounts can be paid by cash, says Clerk of the National Assembly. President Irfan Ali envisions Guyana as tech innovator, balancing economic growth and environmental responsibility. Executable fishermen charged with child rape granted $500,000 bail. Over $61 million in cannabis destroyed. Shotgun found in Demerara River. Eradication exercise. 2 killed, 1 injured in Soustag-Linden Highway crash. 9 homeless following fire at Crabwood Creek. Heritage Games 2025 kicks off with fanfare, creativity, and fierce competition. And 1 seat, 2 Eagles. FGM and VPAC goes to war. Now for the news in depth. Clerk of the National Assembly Sherlock Isaac has clarified that members of Parliament who do not have bank accounts will receive their salaries in cash. He also gave reporters a brief overview of the preparations underway for the official opening of the National Assembly in the coming days. Howard Abrams has this story.
In the coming days, Ghana's National Assembly is set to reopen with new members of Parliament to be sworn in, some of whom do not have bank accounts. Sherlock Isaacs, Clerk of the National Assembly, has confirmed that members of Parliament can receive their salaries either via bank transfer or in cash. The announcement comes after several bank accounts linked to candidates to the We Invest in Nationhood party, led by U.S.-sanctioned businessman Azruddin Mohammed, were recently closed. Win secured 16 seats in the National Assembly and is set to become the main opposition party.
We pay by bank and we can pay by cash.
What would be the option for that person who is seemingly...
The person will be asked to submit his or her bank account to me. If I'm told that the person or persons don't have bank accounts, I'll then pay them in cash. It was there with...
The WIN slate includes several former AP and UAFC ministers, such as Dawn Hastings-Williams, Tabitha Sarabu-Haley, Natasha Singh Lewis, and Duarte Hetzberger, many of whom were affected by account closures due to ties with sanctioned individuals. Azruddin Mohammed is expected to be elected opposition leader at a dedicated meeting convened by the Speaker of the House.
First, or if convenient, or the second sitting of the National Assembly, I would convene a meeting chaired by the Speaker of all opposition members only. And they would ask to nominate a person or persons to be the leader of the opposition. If there's more than one person, we have the vote again. But only opposition members would be invited to that meeting, which would be chaired by the Honorable Speaker.
Isaacs confirmed that the names of all 65 MPs for the new assembly have been received. The composition includes 36 PUPC, 16 WIN, 12 APNU, and 1 Ford Ghana Movement FGM member. He is awaiting a presidential proclamation to set the date for the first sitting, where MPs will take their oaths and elect the Speaker. Preparations are underway, including compiling registers and coordinating with the Accountant General to ensure salaries are dispersed efficiently, whether by cash or bank transfer. Calvin Abrams at TV9 News.
Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, has issued a strong call for collective action as Guyana observes Child Protection Week 2025. Under the theme, Every Child Safe. In a national address, she reminded citizens of a simple truth. Every child deserves love, care, and protection, and no child should ever live in fear. Here is more.
Minister of Human Services and Social Security Dr. Vindhya Prasad warned that too many children continue to face abuse, neglect, bullying, and violence, often in the very spaces that should provide safety. The minister stressed that keeping children safe is not just about laws and policies, but about shared responsibility. She highlighted that parenting programs are being expanded to help families raise children with patience, respect, and love.
But the truth is, protecting children is not about laws and policies, not just about laws and policies. It's about each of us stepping up to notice, to listen, and to act when a child is in need. One of the ways we're doing this is through parenting programs that give families the tools to raise children with love, patience, and understanding.
New juvenile and teen support initiatives are also being rolled out across more regions. This year, 10 youth friendly spaces are being launched, with centers already open in regions 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10 to provide counseling, mentorship, and opportunities for young people.
We are also expanding our juvenile and teen support programs across more regions so that young people who may be struggling have a safe place to turn to with counseling, mentorship, and opportunities that keep them on the right path. This year, we will open 10 youth friendly spaces. We've already opened those in regions 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10.
Dr. Prasad also highlighted the importance of listening to children. For the first time, a national children's conference was held, giving young people the chance to speak directly about their hopes, fears, and vision for the future. She said their message was clear. They want to feel safe, respected, and valued. Meanwhile, citizens are also being urged to join the Child Advocacy Network, a volunteer initiative that will form part of the nationwide See It, Say It, Stop It campaign, encouraging people to speak up against abuse and act in their communities.
This year, we even held our very first children's conference, and for the first time, children spoke directly to us about their hopes, their fears, and the kind of future they want. Their message was clear. They want to feel safe, respected, and valued.
Child protection remains one of Guyana's most pressing challenges. The Child Care and Protection Agency recorded more than 2,700 cases of child abuse in 2024, with neglect, sexual abuse, and physical violence among the most common. These figures show why the initiatives announced during Child Protection Week are so important. Officials continue to stress that real change will only come when government, programs, school, families, and communities work together, making every child safe more than just a team, but a national commitment. Faith Sandy, Guyana TV9 News.
Norvin O'Neill, a 20-year-old fisherman of Westbury, Essequibo, has been charged with the rape of a child under the age of 16, allegedly committed against a Guyanese female of mixed ancestry between 1st of March and 21st of May 2024. The matter was heard on the 23rd of September at the Anawajina Magistrate Court before Magistrate Vinja Muhabir. The charge was read to O'Neill, who was not required to enter a plea. Although the prosecutor strongly objected to bail, the magistrate granted release in the sum of $500,000 with strict conditions. O'Neill must report to the Charity Police Station every other Friday and is prohibited from contacting the victim while the case is before the court. The matter has been adjourned to 13th of October 2025 for further hearing. In his address to the United Nations General Assembly, President Dr. Irfan Ali set out a bold vision for Guyana as both an energy leader and a technology innovator, balancing economic growth with environmental responsibility. President Ali emphasized that biodiversity must be recognized as a global public good and must be woven into national development plans. Colin Abrams has more.
During his address to the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali emphasized that climate change remains an existential threat to lives and livelihoods across the region. President Ali renewed Guyana's call for urgent and coordinated global action to curb global warming and protect the vulnerable nations.
Low Carbon Development Strategy 2030 demonstrates that economic growth and environmental stewardship can advance hand in hand. As the first country certified under the RED Plus Environmental Excellence Standard and a successful seller of carbon credits, we are demonstrating that nature has tangible value and that innovation and responsibility can and must be rewarded.
President Ali emphasized that biodiversity must be recognized as a global public good and must be woven into national development plans, noting that in July of this year, Guyana hosted the inaugural Global Biodiversity Alliance Summit. The primary objective of the summit was to strengthen international commitment and advance the development of the Global Biodiversity Alliance. The event aimed to align global efforts, define shared goals, and formalize steps needed to build a unified coalition dedicated to biodiversity conservation and restoration.
Building on the global pledge to double protected areas by 2025 and achieve the 30 by 30 goal by 2030, the summit underscored the urgent need for innovative financing mechanisms, including biodiversity credit, green bonds, debt for nature swaps to fund nature's protection. Guyana is actively exploring biodiversity credits to create sustainable income streams for forest communities, building on our carbon credit success.
The president further noted that Guyana is proving economic development and environmental stewardship can go hand in hand by transitioning from heavy fuel oil to natural gas as a cleaner bridge fuel, while simultaneously investing in solar and hydropower and renewable energies to support a sustainable energy future.
We aim to lower electricity costs for our citizens and businesses while ensuring universal access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy. Guyana is pursuing an ambitious energy infrastructure and investment plan. While climate change is an existential threat, the reality is that the world still requires energy, an energy source from petroleum, to power growth and development for which there is growing demand.
The president explained that the advancement of AI technology and digitization are driving the unprecedented surge in global energy demand. He noted that Guyana, emerging as one of the world's leading energy producers per capita, is uniquely positioned to meet this demand while maintaining a balanced green footprint. To that end, the country plans to leverage its vast natural gas reserves to establish a state-of-the-art AI hyperscale data center, merging energy leadership with technological innovation. Colwyn Abrams, that's Tv9 News.
A colorful display of culture, community, and athletic pride marked the official opening of the 2025 Heritage Games at the Everest Ground in Georgetown on Wednesday. Athletes from all 10 administrative regions gathered for the ceremonial kickoff, which showcased a spectacular parade, parachute displays by the Guyana Defense Force, fireworks, and the rhythmic sounds of traditional drums. Adana Darek has this report.
Over 800 athletes will compete throughout the week at the Everest Ground in a variety of sports, including track and field events, volleyball, cricket, and football matches, all vying for the coveted Heritage Champion title. Government ministers, including Culture, Youth, and Sports Minister Charles Ramson, Indian Affairs Minister Sarah Brown, and Housing Minister Colin Crowell, joined the celebration and praised the athletes' energy and determination. Minister Brown stated, "As an athlete myself, having once represented Region 1 in these very games, I understand the excitement and pride that comes with this event. It shines a spotlight on our young Indigenous athletes and continues to open doors for representation at higher levels." The games, which run from September 24 to 28, will culminate in a grand football championship featuring both males and females, one of the most anticipated highlights of the week. Ghana TV9 News reporters were on the ground speaking with team captains about their preparations and whether they're confident of taking home the championship title at this year's games.
Answer region number
One.
all right. I just gotta ask you this: how are you feeling in terms of preparation for the Heritage Champion title this year?
For the preparation of this, as we know, it's an annual event. Huh? It's an annual event. So, it's not about one-time preparation, but you must always be prepared through the year, playing football wherever you from, preparing for this heritage celebrations every year. So the girls were doing good. There was a regional playoff. Normally it happens, I think, in every region. So it's nothing different in Region 1. But just the girls from the Morocco sub-region actually representing Region 1 this time around.
We will be talking with Mr. Solomon, who is the coach for Region 1 males. I gotta ask, how are you feeling this year for the 2025 Heritage Games?
Excited, confident.
You're excited and confident. In terms of preparations, what difference have you been doing over the last few months?
Yeah, football is football and nothing much difference. There's no more preparation, more intense.
All right. In terms of the floodlights here in Georgetown, have you been preparing under the floodlights in your region?
Unfortunately, we don't really have this facility. My community, which is so rural,
All right.
part
So
of region.
going to be talking with Miss Rodriguez, who is here with the Kaikan team. Are you here for the first time?
No, it's not my first time. With Kaika, yes, it's first time.
The Kaikan team here for the first time. Is it the males or the females?
The males.
The males. And how are we feeling this year in terms of preparation?
We are ready. I know they're prepared, well prepared. And I know and I hope that they're going to take this title for this year.
Oh, you're hoping.
Yes.
But are you confident that they'll?
Yes, I'm confident that they will.
What makes you so confident that they will bring home the title this year?
Because this team spirit that they normally works with is there. They have one mind, you know. They have this we have to win this game.
Mhm.
And I know that they will.
And I just gotta ask, in terms of the playing under the floodlights, have you been preparing in your villages to play under the floodlights?
Well, that is one thing that we are not we don't really play with on the. But I know they will try.
And now we're here on to region number 8, where we'll be talking with Miss Williams and how she's feeling on the 2025 Heritage Games and what, in terms of preparation, have they been doing over the past few months. How are you feeling?
Awesome right now. Know that we got this game this year.
In terms of preparation, what have you been doing in terms of
We
preparation?
have been training so hard in the past weeks. So ready.
You're ready. And I just want to ask this one question that I've been asking all the regions actually, is that in the hinterland regions, you practice in the daylight. Now, have you been preparing under the floodlights?
Yeah, sometimes we do that. Yeah, and most of the time.
Ghana TV9 also caught up with enthusiastic spectators to find out which team they're cheering for and who they think will take home the win.
We're here with Crystal Williams, and I just want to ask you, Crystal, who do you think is going to win this year?
Definitely will be Region 7, of course. I'm from Region 7, so definitely rooting from the region. Whereas, I'm rooting for them. My Region 7 based on the show to get arena, hoping for some villages. Couple miles in the middle, because we all came together, we hope take home the whole island and true.
Already, because I think they are a stable team, a stable, balanced team that could actually bring home the championship once again.
More than just a sports meet, the Heritage Games remains a powerful celebration of Indigenous identity, youth empowerment, and national unity. With the energy high and the competition just beginning, all eyes are now on who will rise to the top. The Heritage Games event celebrates the indigenous people of Guyana. It's held annually in September month to showcase talents of athletes from all 10 administrative regions. Adana Dora, Ghana TV9 News.
Police today uncovered and destroyed about $61.7 million worth of cannabis during a narcotics eradication exercise at Lowood, Demerara River. The operation led to the destruction of 1,500 plants on a 1-acre farm, a 20 by 20 camp with 150 pounds of dried cannabis, and the recovery of an unlicensed 12-gauge shotgun. All items were destroyed by the fire. Another of Guyana's opposition parties appears to be in disarray as internal conflict has erupted over the single parliamentary seat it secured following the 2025 elections. The Forward Guyana movement and its coalition partner VPAP are now locked in a dispute over who should occupy the seat in the National Assembly. One party is alleging it is being bullied, while the other has accused its partner of bullying, dishonesty, opportunism, and betrayal. Colin Abrams filed this report.
The much-touted coalition of consensus between the Poor Ghana Movement, FGM, and the Vigilant Political Action Committee, VPAC, has exploded into bitter infighting just weeks after capturing a single parliamentary seat in the September 1 general and regional elections. At the center of the storm is the burning question: who will take the lone seat in the National Assembly? FGM leader Amanzo Walton Desir has made it clear she intends to occupy the seat, dismissing any notion of compromise. During a fiery live broadcast, she alleged that someone linked to VPAC threatened her on WhatsApp message, pressuring her to reconcile or else.
I want to be very clear that I do not take threat and bullying. He knows himself, and that is the last bit of grace that I will offer him. We have women who are being murdered, abused, disrespected. The level of disrespect that we as women had to tolerate in the life of the last assembly. People telling women that you need dildo, etc., etc. I'm not going to tolerate it, sir. So I want to be very, very clear about something. You're not going to intimidate me. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to threaten me.
Her compromising stance was reinforced by Nigel London, her running mate in the elections, who appeared alongside her in the broadcast. London hinted that this was not the first time Walton Desir has faced intimidation from within the coalition's ranks. But Derwin Best, chairman of VPA, has publicly projected himself as the rightful parliamentary representative. In a video posted on Facebook on September 21, Best confidently declared his rise from Belladrum to Parliament, saying his story was proof that setbacks are not the end, but a chance to rise stronger. What was marked as a coalition of consensus is now looking like a coalition of convenience. Walter Desir, who left the People's National Congress Reform PNCR earlier this year to form FGM, had entered into partnership with VPAC to boost her chances of breaking into Parliament. Now, less than a month later, the alliance has collapsed into open hostility, with both leaders claiming ownership of the single parliamentary seat. Instead of presenting a united front, FGM and VPAC are locked in a high-stakes battle of personalities, undermining their credibility and threatening to wipe out the coalition before it even takes root in the National Assembly. What was supposed to be a breakthrough moment for new politics has instead exposed old habits, rivalry, ego, and raw What was supposed to be a breakthrough moment for new politics has instead exposed old habits, rivalry, ego, and raw power struggles. For now, one thing is certain, the coalition's promise of consensus has already crumbled, leaving Guyanese voters watching a political partnership self-destruct in real time. Calvin Abrams, Guyana TV9 News.
2 men are dead and another seriously injured following a midnight crash Thursday on the Sustak-Linden Highway near Lou Creek. Police said a pickup PAE 6499 driven by 54-year-old Datai Lee of Lethem slammed into a parked lorry GAH 5391, which had been left on the roadway without warning devices. Datai Lee and passenger 87-year-old Edward Singh of Lethem were pronounced dead on arrival at Linden Hospital, while 41-year-old Wenbu Lee remains hospitalized in serious condition. The lorry driver, 31-year-old Liston Marcus of Georgetown, is in police custody assisting with investigations. Prominent attorney at law Sanjeev Daxadin has offered to represent Nadira James at no cost as she faces a murder charge in the court. James is accused of fatally stabbing her reputed husband, Kevin Smith, during a domestic dispute on September 18, 2025 in Barometer, Northwest District. A 30-year-old assistant accountant from Underneming, Parfait Harmony, West Bank, Demerara, was arrested on Monday and charged with larceny by clerk or servant under Section 184 of the Criminal Law Offences Act, Chapter 801. The alleged offense was committed at the Guyana Elections Commission Secretariat. The 2025 Heritage Games officially kicked off on Wednesday at the Everest Ground in Georgetown, with government officials spotlighting major investments in sports, infrastructure, and youth developments across Guyana.
Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports Charles Ramson, in his address at the opening ceremony, revealed that $814 million has been invested over the past 5 years to upgrade community sports grounds in the hinterland regions.
But just in the last 5 years alone, the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport has invested in over $814 million in your community grounds, just so that you can have improved facilities moving forward.
Minister Ramson emphasized that these upgrades are not just about infrastructure, but about building stronger, healthier communities through sports. During his address, he also reminded the competitors that their participation is not only about individual achievements, but also about inspiring their communities. He highlighted that beyond sports, athletes and their communities can expect new opportunities through scholarships, training programs, enhanced education, expanded internet access, and improved health facilities. Meanwhile, Minister of Armenian Affairs Sarah Brown reaffirmed the government's commitment to youth empowerment. She pointed to flagship initiatives like the Community Service Officers Program, which provides opportunities for young people in Amerindian communities and assured that youth support will remain a top priority for the administration.
Youth support and engagement has been and will remain a priority for this PPPC government. And as the new Minister of Amerindian Affairs, my ministry will continue to carry this mantle of youth inclusion. These games are just one of our activities that focuses on youth and our development. Other major programs under my ministry include the Community Service Officers Program, which has been expanded from 2000 when we started to 2,759 youths now who receive stipends and training opportunities.
The Heritage Games, held annually in the month of September at the Everest Ground, celebrate Ghana's indigenous people rich cultural diversity through sports, dance, and traditional games. The week-long event brings together athletes and supporters from communities across the country, promoting unity, culture, and pride. Adana Dora, Ghana TV9 News.
And finally, in tonight's newscast, a morning blaze gutted a two-story house at Crabwood Creek, breaching 6, leaving 41-year-old Shaniza Yusuk, her husband, and their 7 children homeless. The fire started around 11:30 hours in the upper flats after smoke was seen coming from the fuse box. Yusuf, a cancer patient, managed to get her children to safety, but lost most belongings, including school supplies. The family had lived in the home for 8 years. Investigations are ongoing. Persons wishing to help can contact 603-5452 or 625-3609. And that's all for tonight's news bulletin. I am Good Sally. Thanks for watching.